Okay, so determine whether the integral is convergent or divergent. This concept is new to you. You have to evaluate whether an integral is convergent or divergent if one of its parameters here on the range that you're supposed to evaluate it at makes the function not defined. So this 7 here, you plug that in, and you get 0 in the denominator. It's not defined. So the best way to start is just find the indefinite integral of the function. Okay, so that's equivalent of 7 minus x, power of negative 1/3. Okay, and just evaluate that. It should be pretty second nature to you. It's power 2/3, 3/2. Because the coefficient is 1 here, so 2/3 times 3/2 has to equal 1. And let's see, the derivative of this argument here is negative 1, so multiply it by negative 1, and there you go. Okay, now the trick here comes in with this 7 here, where it's not defined. So to solve it, just put it back in. Now you find the definite integral, 7 minus x. So since you can't evaluate it right at 7, the trick you use is to apply a limit. So limit, the variable usually used is t. Limit of t as t approaches 7. And so the range here is 0 to 7. So you'll be approaching 7 from the left. So t approaches 7 from the left. Plug that in, and you rewrite your integral here. Replace the 7 with t. 0 stays the same. 0 is fine. You can use that. Okay. Now we know what the generic integral is of this, so you just sort of punch that in. It is equal to get your limit. Okay, from t to 0. So now you just do your substitutions. Isn't working. Okay, fine. Now you plug that in for t. You end up getting now you're going to subtract f of 0 here. But since it's negative, you're just going to go ahead and add it. 7 minus 0 is 7. So you're going to get, what is that? The cubed root of 49. Okay, now you just look at it, apply this limit here. So 7, t is approaching, oh, whoops. That's not x, that's t. Okay, so it's approaching 7 from the left, so this inside the parentheses is approaching 0. It will get closer and closer to 0. So that's approaching 0, and then if you square it, it's still 0. Cubed root of it, it's still 0. And multiply it by negative 3/2, it's still 0. So this whole thing is approaching 0. So all that's left is this. And that's your answer.